This video is very... Welcome to RLCraft, the most effective torture method. This mod is a little difficult. Played on the brand new version 1.12. Some of the mobs here are crazy strong and the rest are even stronger. The combat is a bit confusing. You left click enemies and then get confused about why did you die. The modpack is made for people who are really good at controlling emotions. Even if you are a god and never get hit, you're still gonna get hit from the spider's thorns, which can insta-kill you. The mod is not trying to be fair, it's trying to be realistic. Just like in real life, there are dragons literally everywhere. Damage is distributed to 8 body parts. In theory, you have more health than in vanilla, but in reality you only have 3, because every mob goes for the head. And there's no regeneration, because that would be too easy. Everything here is RNG, which is perfect for my gambling addiction. So hold on to your pickaxes, my fellow crafters, and get ready to die a lot.
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier.
I opened the game and all of my controls are messed up, but who needs those anyway? I create a world and spawn in the Shadow Realm. You may have noticed I am also drowning. Okay. On the second attempt, I managed to swim up to the surface of the water. Just kidding, no I didn't. But the third time's the charm and I cannot move. That's fair. So I spawn in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Are you noticing any patterns? Eventually I get to land and now we can go back. You know, living in the water is not so bad after all. Evolution is cringe. I punched down a tree. Eventually. And it didn't even drop wood, because you need tools to get wood, and you need wood to get tools. Next I encounter a crab. Without a second of thought I beat it to death, because I know kung fu. Then I encounter a bigger crab. I get on the pirate ship, which similarly to my basement is filled with dead people. I notice that once you spawn in a normal place, this mod isn't so bad after all. And at the end of the day, it is night, which is super scary. So let's just bury ourselves in the ground, where I'm safe.
Hi safe, I'm dead.
Luckily I find a bed, but it's not safe enough to sleep. So naturally I take the bed and get lost in the woods at 3 AM challenge. Now I'm safe enough. This may be a good time to figure out how to get wood, since we're over 2 minutes into the video. So how do you start playing in RLCraft? Don't. Uninstall this crap and thank me later. You're better off wasting time in Genshin Impact. You're probably asking, Heppe, why are you collecting rocks? Those are minerals. I finally make a crafting table and then run into a village which has 20 of them. There is also a dragon above this village, I'm sure it won't become a problem in the future. I get to looting and find full diamond armor. Don't worry, I'm physically not able to equip it. This is probably a good time to mention how skills work. When you start a game, you can't do anything. Your wealth is irrelevant. The only useful item is XP, which is not an item. It's required for approximately everything. Like for example, wearing clothes. To get XP, you need to actually fight. Or mine, which is even more fighting. And yes, you lose XP when you die. But after some grinding, I get defense 8 and finally put on iron armor. And then the dragon flies in and destroys everything. It's fine. You don't lose skills after death. I was living in harmony until the Fire Nation attacked. And now I'm getting spawn camped. This is fair. Eventually the Aegis guards clear all of them, because that's their job. I can finally drink some water, which kills me. Drinking rarely becomes relevant in this game, because to get thirsty you need to be alive for more than 5 minutes. I start making actual progress, slowly grinding XP by doing whatever this is. I might be a coward, but there's nothing wrong with that. No, being a coward is optimal. Running into enemies is certain death. I need to be even more cowardly, because it works. Unless it doesn't. I get a lot of XP, which allows me to unlock the basic items. Finally things start to go my way. And then winter comes. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear winter? For me it's an army of jacked up blue fire spitting deers. If this event happens to you, run. But they are faster than you, they are stronger than you, and boy, there are more of them than there is of you. So I was just forced to leave the village and go somewhere else. On my journey I came across better weapons. My personal favorite is the Tomahawk throwable axe, which does a lot of damage, especially to you when it bounces off of enemies. It happens way too often, and it always insta-kills you. You need to dodge your own projectile, or shield block it. Hold on, did it just bounce off of my shield and hit me again? I also found out that there are skirts here, so I put it on, like a femboy. I continue grinding, even killing a scrapped game mechanic, figuring out the new weapons, filling my entire inventory with them so I can play Ultra Kill. I start thinking that I'm finally powerful, and the game instantly tells me I'm wrong. I am in the state of Texas, and in today's episode I will get shot to death. I lose everything, so not that much. This is probably a good time to build a house. But there's already a house behind me, and inside it is Metal Gear Solid 3, designed by Hideo Kojima.
Don't worry, Heppe, it's just a little trolling.
Oh no, this is a troll. Please laugh. Top 10 ways to troll your friend. Number 1, kill them. We're going back. Welcome guys, Heppe here and dinosaurs. I could go to my initial village, but there is actually a second reason why I moved here. My frail, twink body is not strong enough to withstand the sun. You see, there is a temperature mechanic in this game which I'm not gonna explain because I don't know how it works. Just don't go to the desert. Instead, you should craft air. Oh man, best game ever. The game really teaches you that raw power is never enough to survive. In fact, nothing is. You will die. Cry about it. But to increase your survival odds, you need to get tricky, you need to get sneaky, you need to abuse game mechanics and always hope that your enemy gets stuck. It happens quite often. The only advantage over your enemies that you have in the game is that you can place blocks and they can't break them, unless they can. So place whatever will help you in a fight. But remember, nowhere is safe. In order to get strong, you need XP, and in order to get XP, you need to be strong. Or you can farm spiders for 20 minutes. He's hitting the griddy. Unfortunately, spawners only spawn a limited amount of mobs, so you can't make a mob farm, because, you know, that would be too easy. But I think I'm strong enough to take on a level 2 Chupacabra. In general, I would consider Chupacabras to be one of the weaker enemies because they can't insta-kill you like most things. This one has a health bar on the top of my screen, so it's probably really strong, and it's also really annoying because it lives right underneath my house. I will take some safety precautions and deal with it from a safe distance. Well, that was my second mistake. The first one was installing this mod. You can tell I've been trying for a while because I bring a new weapon every time I die. But I can respawn, because this is a video game, and eventually I throw an axe at myself and die. This took a while. All of my previous items despawned like 10 minutes ago, but as a reward I get a dog. Absolutely worth it. It's winter, but like winter. Time to remake all of my items? Oh. Time to return to the desert. I'm a survival genius. There is a mod which allows you to call in your personal horse. It worked once for me and then never again. That is a lot of enemies, but I don't care, it's past my training arc. I am an anime protagonist. This fight truly made me see the progress which I've gone through. My gear is better, but more importantly, I am better. When I started, I was struggling against slightly stronger zombies. Now I easily took out an entire pack of jousts and moved on. Guys, if anybody watching this got arachnophobia, have fun. There are dozens of new spider variations, one of them can fly. Don't worry, running is faster. I also developed an instinct of just avoiding danger, which may sound obvious, but I had an incredibly greedy nature, and now I'm like, I don't know what this creature is, and I don't want to find out. Well, rest in peace 12 iron ingots which I left in the furnace. That is a huge clump of diamonds, and who are you? You know, I don't actually need the rest of this. Diamonds are overrated, bye. Oh, there's a sea serpent in my way, and he's hitting that yoinky sploinky. I guess I'll just go somewhere else. For example, skyblock. There is a locked chest, because, you know, normal chests would make the game too easy. I know how to craft a lockpick. And this is even more RNG. Thank you for interrupting me, now I gotta start over. I'm losing so many lockpicks, this better be worth it. I'm never doing that again. Hold your phone, is that the funny tree? Guys, if you own a PC and are over 25, you must play this game. Okay, fine, I'll do more lockpicking. Am I dying to a chest? Because that would not be the first time. No, screw that, I'll rob this one. You know, these lockpicks aren't free and I just lost a lot of them. This better be worth it. Yes, I'm doing great, thanks for asking. Also, I think you should legalize killing people. Please do it for me. Welcome back to Femboy Fishing. The mechanics are a lot more realistic and I'm bored. Let's go check how my favorite village is doing. There was a dragon then, a few meters under the village. And now it's unleashed. It may look like he's close to me, but no, it's just that big. An actual stage 5 dragon. This is probably a good time to mention that dragons and sea serpents come in two sizes, the virgin and the chad. The big dragons are only underground, because why not? As you can see, this one is very underground, you can clearly see it. Oh great, another worldwide calamity. I'm a specialist at handling these. Here's a fun tip, put all of your items in a chest and then endure. And also Bloody Moon, time to AFK, I'll watch the guides in the meantime. Okay, as it turns out, this entire time I have been playing the game wrong. There is some OP item which just immediately wins you the game. Can you do anything? Okay, as it turns out, this guide is outdated and the summoning stuff got nerfed, so instead I need to watch a different guide which is 1 hour long. And then I start playing the game properly. Now we can fight the gigantic stupid bitchless turd without any trouble, if it gets stuck. Next, I forget everything I said earlier and go to the nether. It doesn't seem that much different from vanilla. Now it's time for the item retrieval mission. Every time I try, there's just more of them. I retreated the chest plate. Progress. Then they come through the portal and blow up my house. I think the items also got blown up, so I'm not going in there until I get a fire resistance potion. I can't even destroy the portal. So I need fire res to go to the nether, and I need to go to the nether to get fire res. I made this joke too many times, but this mod is a joke. So instead I will farm rabbits for over 2 hours. You can tell that there's enough of them when they start dying. And after all this effort, I kill them. Here's a fun riddle. If I kill 100 rabbits, how many rabbit feet will I get? That's right, 13. But it should be enough, so let's wait another hour for this guy to land. And when he does that, it's in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea. Let's quickly speed bridge towards Africa, and after I tame it, I forget the saddle. At least 15 seconds pass, and now I'm flying on a hippogriff. I'm like Astolfo in every way. Look at those 3 defenseless shit serpents. What are they gonna do now? Oh damn. I was just grinding and didn't even notice at which point I picked up this ender crown, which makes me look even more like a Disney princess. It basically turns you into Ranbu, that guy who was the main character of the Dream SMP. It makes me teleport, it makes Endermen fight for me, and most importantly, it makes me die to water. But you can just take it off whenever you need, lol. Check out this trap. It's 10 out of 10. There are tons of new dungeons in RLCraft. Some of them look like a 3-year-old built them. Others are... yeah, I'll take the lifelong supply of gold. So now it's time to go through a greater battle tower, and the last thing this tower was designed for is battle. I'm literally just trying to fight, but they keep falling through these holes, and then some other dudes fall from the higher floors, and then I fall through the hole, and then my loot falls through the hole. Gay developers never put holes in these kind of places. I have to walk all the way up every time I fall. And now it's time for the final boss, who's just standing there menacingly. And so one of the coolest boss fights start where I teleport all the way down. And after the dramatic battle I can finally loot nothing because I forgot lockpicks. So in the chests you mainly get diamonds. I could have gotten more if I just went mining with a fortune 3 pickaxe. But you know what I couldn't have gotten from a mine? Fortune 4, this is just from Quark, I already talked about this. The items are nice, but I mainly wanted to get enchanting XP, because the next step is to study what every enchant in RLCraft does. There's a few of them. Some of them are downright game breaking. I don't really know what this opponent is, it looks strong, so let's just... It's dead! Oh my god! It's an average 6 feet tall person! I better play it safe. It's dead! Hey, remember this stupid ugly piece of shit which I struggled with earlier? It's dead! What's that Pokemon? It's a lion! We're going to join the every Pokemon versus 1 billion lion debate. Which side are you on? I'm on the left side. After you obtain the good enchants, the game feels different. Remember when I said that nowhere is safe? It still stands, just now nowhere is safe from me. You silly dragons think that you can fly away from me. I'm faster, bitches. I'm not trapped in here with you. You're all trapped in here with me. Enchantments in this game are the biggest strength multiplier. They take a little grinding to get, but boy are they worth it. Like double jump, which just... No, just kidding. And now it's dragon hunting season. I basically just went from Chuckles, I'm in danger, to I am the danger. Once you obtain advanced protection together with a lifesteal 2 sword, you just don't die. Like seriously, nothing can out DPS how fast you heal. Oh, I guess your armor can still break. And it goes down really quickly, even with Unbreaking 3. You messed up now, dragon. I'll make a new chest plate using your stupid face. Well guys, we did it. I saved the city from the dragon. You can all rest easy now. It only cost one of my hippogriffs. Every time I fight them, they just get distracted by cows. Like bro, I'm literally shooting at you for hundreds of damage. Stop ignoring me. Welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons. I've already slain a lot of dragons. I'm currently in a dungeon. You might be thinking, Heppe, haven't you just become an unkillable god in human flesh? What could possibly be strong enough to stand against you? Oh my god. It's starting to become interesting. Looks like raw strength is not going to help against a Gorgon. It's time to get tricky. The real battle happens inside your head. Those guys can turn anything that looks at them into stone, aka insta-kill. Now I could use a mirror, if there were mirrors in Minecraft. So instead you can check out my cool diagram. And it worked. And it dropped a Gorgon head. Oh, did you think that there was just one Gorgon? That's a Gorgon spawner. But they all looked at each other, so there's just one left. And I die. And when I try to get the items back, some random skeleton just picks up my entire armor and then turns into stone. There's actually no way to get it back. That was a really good armor set. It had such a high level of thorns. I guess it's not the end of the world. At least I wasn't wearing the dragon scales armor. But I'm really curious what this head does. This kobold can be my lab rat. The head is gone. It was a one-time use. I for a moment had the power to kill literally anything I wanted. And now I have a statue of rat in my front yard. And now I can enter the SCP Foundation. It's full of my favorite drink, lean, and also Dark Souls. This whole mod feels like Dark Souls, but more difficult. I encounter SCP-69, a slightly bigger rat, and also the realization that this area is not for my level, and there's nothing interesting, so here's an AI-generated joke. What did the creeper say to the player? I tried my hand at parkour, but I just couldn't keep my cool. It always ends with a bang. But you know what is for my level? A stage 5 dragon, aka the biggest one. So I come in super prepared and then go home because it's cold outside. So I shoot the dragon for some time and then she dies. That's it, that's the entire fight. She didn't even try to hit me. These cinders did more damage to me than the strongest dragon in the game. So after taking a selfie with a lying corpse, I loot a dragon egg, which is green. Okay, I get it, boys can't see colors as well as girls can, but you're not convincing me that this dragon was green. It's still fine though, I'm not racist towards dragons. Okay, just a quick tip, if you're going to make a weapon with the dragon blood, then enchant it after applying the dragon blood. I'm not crafting that, I can't waste a weapon which is so good, it doesn't even fit on the screen. So next I try to burn the egg, accidentally causing a forest fire. Now it's no longer cold outside. I check on my hippogriffs to find that there are less of them. Wait a second, were you guys fighting each other? Then I feed them peanut butter as an experiment, and that makes their wings shorter. This is the funniest feature in the game. It's even funnier than the trumpet skeleton. It's even funnier than the pipe bomb in the mailbox of the creator of this mod. So I slay even more dragons and get so tired of it that I decide to take a break, and in that break I will go to slay a different dragon. But first I want to take a moment to appreciate the Minecraft world generation for blessing me with the greatest stronghold ever. And now we get to the boss fight. I say that sarcastically since neither me nor the dragon are fighting each other. It's just me versus the unlimited amount of bacon that spawns here. So eventually I get thirsty, which puts a very annoying filter on my screen. So I use an advanced technique called running away, carefully removing all crystals and realizing it was completely unnecessary because the dragon dies in 10 seconds. I just want the XP, please leave me alone. And boy, I hate this filter. Oh god, the filter is still here!
I see the player you mean. Heppe? Yes. Take care, it has reached a higher level now. It can reach...
Shut up! Now that I technically beat the game and have a decently enchanted dragon set, I think I'm finally strong enough to survive the nether. So I go in and do whatever this is, almost die, but survive on 0 hearts. That silly bubble just saved my life. After some intense healing, I finally make a fire res potion. I'm stupid for not getting one earlier. I find the ore, which is really useful in the early game. Look at my incredibly early game gameplay. I get what I came here for, my potion runs out, and I get thirsty again. God, I hate this filter. I run straight home and make a canteen. I'm stupid for not getting one earlier. But I also noticed that the dragon egg is gone. Oh. I never raised a baby before. That's adorable. But now grow! Rise, my glorious creation! Oh my god. Now every other mod is worse because they don't have this. Not only can you fly on the dragon, you can destroy everything or kill other dragons. It can protect you while you drink lean, burning the entire planet in the process. I am so much cooler than you right now. I fly around and find a village, and this village is a buggy mess. I don't know what's causing it, but nothing works here. The doors don't work, my dragon doesn't work. So I burn down the entire village in seconds, and now everything works fine. I am a technical genius. And then my dragon flies away. Goodbye, friend, it's been a pleasure causing chaos with you. Just kidding, I have a flute. And here's another cool item, the dragon horn. You can hide and spawn your dragon anywhere, making one of the funniest mining methods. Oh, and you can keep the dragon away from destroying your entire house. Oh god, the funny tree is back, but something about it is different. It's no longer funny. Now, in order to progress, we need more tutorials that explain the best bubbles in the game. Oh god, there's too many of them, I'm not watching this. I'll try to get the Ankh shield, I don't know how to pronounce it, which requires a lot of materials. So I fly to the completely normal stronghold for the second time today. It's quite far from home, so I make a nether portal to get easier access to the end, but it connects to my home portal, which is like 1,000 blocks away. It's fine, you just need a little math with the coordinates. There are no coordinates, because that would be too easy. It's fine, the portal is about 1,000 blocks away, so in the nether I need to go 125 blocks southwest. Where is southwest? I think it's in this direction. No, that is the cringe SMP. How about the other way? Let's try. No thanks. So I fly to the completely normal stronghold for the third time today. The sea serpents are now protecting it. Go gadget fire breath. It's working, probably, you can't see them because of the dragon. I forgot to mention that I grew the dragon to the maximum size because I thought it would be funny. Also his armor becomes bigger. The end doesn't seem much different except for...
Machine, I have taken a selfie with the funny...
Let's just move on. I get on my plane and fly straight into the... I get off my plane and do a small, just a tiny, quantum, I do an epsilon amount of trolling. This adventure was what I like to call Doom Astolfo, since you're just one guy on a mission getting swarmed by millions of demons, with your only method of healing being the melee weapon. And even though there were a few near-death moments, I survive through the power of running away. Oh, a free beacon, don't mind if I do. I also find the elytra 4 times, which requires agility level 32, so I don't care, I already have multiple ways of flying. And now it's time to leave, because I got what I came here for, and even more, like tons of useless diamond armors. But they're not so useless to me, not when you can smelt them, and now my dragon also gets the ultimate drip. The next item which I need is the Nether Star. I already got a bunch of wither heads because in Minecraft, black skeletons live together in harmony with white skeletons without racial discrimination. So I killed the wither 4 times, it's really easy. And the last item I need is the black dragon scale. So I fly to the completely normal stronghold for the 4th time today. And completely unrelated, but here's a really cool trick that more people should know when respawning a dragon. You can remove the portal blocks using water, and when you break these on the corners of the middle part and put the crystals there in these exact 2 spots, you can spawn the dragon using only 2 crystals instead of the usual 4. So I shoot the dragon to death like a video game enemy. Get the scales, and now we can use them to craft Ankh Shield. It took a while, but now I have full resistance to the effects of lightness, hunger, nausea, weakness, mining, fatigue, slowness, levitation, poison, wither, fire, and a few more. And now I'm ready for the final bosses. There are 3 of them, everyone in a different dimension. Let's just jump into it. This is Rahovart. He looks really cool, and that's why you can only see his legs. He throws green balls at you, just like everyone else. I gotta say, he's really weak for a final boss. He literally cannot even move. Minos Prime just stands in the middle for the entire fight. The only problem is his army of unlimited brain-dead gorillas who swarm you like in a Yakuza game. God, who designed this? Every good boss fight has 1 player and 1 boss, not whatever this garbage is. And you also have the decay effect. It completely removes your ability to heal. Glad I brought 2 god apples. I'm very smart, by the way. And then he enters the second phase, which turns him into a giant blender. So I also enter my second phase, and he just spawns his flames where I am, and my bird dies. Also, I am bad at math and don't understand basic planimetry, because I try to run in the most inefficient way, making the blender blades catch up to me, and holy cow, terrible damage. I barely survive with no way to heal. I'm gonna have to resort to my final weapon. I didn't want to use it, but looks like I have no choice. Stage 5 Fire Dragon, I choose you. I immediately burn everything, spewing fire in every direction, and then my game crashes. That's exactly why I didn't want to use it. I may be out of dragons, but I ain't out of options. The boss is dead, leaving the remaining mobs at overall 95% power. It barely changes anything. So let's just... Typical Rahovart L. Oh boy, I need to get even stronger. The best way to do that is to drink alcohol. I'm being completely serious. So when you destroy villages with a dragon, make sure that the grape farm remains untouched, because you're gonna need a lot. First, you need to crush the grapes. And now you can make wine, as I whine about why making wine takes a while. In the meantime, let's create an army of rats. Yeah, get that zombie, they do 1 damage. I also got this new weapon, which you should definitely not test near your house. It fires 5 heads, it's kind of like a rocket launcher. Wait a second, a rocket launcher you say? It actually works! And it's completely impractical and useless, but I can rocket jump in any game! So I blow up myself for 17 minutes and 21 seconds, and the wine finishes. So it's time for the second boss fight, this time in the end. I can drink potions and even eat a battle burrito to get overpowered, but the effects won't last forever. Unless you have wine. Now the effects can last forever. Not only that, you can also increase the level of the effects. This is Asmodeus. He's got a built-in minigun, and unlike the other 2 bosses, he can move. He relies on spawning a crap ton of minions, similarly to the other bosses. His other attacks are 1. Throwing an ass load of projectiles in every direction, and 2. Throwing an ass load of projectiles in your direction. But you know, I can block all of them. Metal Gear Ray immediately redeemed himself. This is now the greatest boss fight in the game. In the second phase, he summons 2 dudes, so I also summon 2 dudes. Asmodeus can't be damaged until his dudes are killed, but don't worry, they get one-shotted. And in the third phase, he's supposed to spawn a whole army of flyers, but for some reason he doesn't do that, so I grab a nunchaku like Keanu Reeves and start spinning it, doing huge damage, and then I shoot him to death. First try. So I said earlier that every boss is fought in a different dimension. We were in the Nether, we were in the end. You can deduce where the last one will be. That's right, we're going to Night City. This modpack adds a 4th dimension, a futuristic post-apocalyptic world with a deadly parasite who can infect and take control of ships and also everything else, including you. Saying that this area is difficult is an understatement, almost like saying the Holocaust was a little bad. So once again, nowhere is safe for me. There are tentacles growing from the ground, I want out of here. I need to make a backup of this world. See, when you die, you also respawn in the lost city with no way home, and retrieving your items is near impossible, meaning if you die in the lost city, you will either get spawn camped for the rest of your life by yourself, or the game will spawn you a million blocks away. Either way, you get softlocked, just say bye bye to your world. And dying here is really easy. Some of these guys can destroy your unbreaking free armor in one hit. Once again, we have to go back to being sneaky. Upgrade stealth. Always have a waypoint to teleport out no matter where you are. And most importantly, get drunk. New York City may be high risk, but it's also high reward. You can find potions of flying, which makes fighting here a little easier, though most parasites can also fly, so you're just evening out the odds. Nice, I killed an assimilated ender dragon. Only 7 more to go. But with enough tenacity, a very weak head and an inhuman amount of alcohol, I can black out and completely forget what I was doing, and by the time I wake up, I am home with a bunch of rings that can change your race. This one can turn me into a catboy, hell yeah! This one turns me into a titan. It's really strong, unless you want to walk literally anywhere. You can also be an elf, dwarf, nobody cares. I only want the dragon ring, because then I can turn into a dragon. And now I'm so powerful, literally nothing can stop me. Except for this door, it can stop me. For some reason being a dragon makes you a bit taller. I can also now craft the sentient great scythe, which is the strongest melee weapon in the entire game. I could also go for a sentient great bow, but god, that's too much grinding. Honestly, getting it won't take that long, but then you need to enchant it, and then on top of that, reforging these weapons requires nether stars. And the reforge is random. I just wasted 11 nether stars and didn't even get legendary. That's too much grinding. I need to take my dog out for a walk. It's been a long journey. From the start, I've changed so much. I got stronger, Never mind, I only got stronger, but it is now finally time to conclude this story. After 217 deaths, over 6,000 kills, 3 days total playtime. There is still some fairy speedrunner who beat all of the bosses in 2 hours start to finish. But as for me, what better way to end there is than with an epic boss fight. Now I could summon Amalgalich and kill him like a casual, but after everything I've been through I've learned that I like a little challenge. So instead, I will use a diamond key, which will make him into the rusted variant, and double his health. So now he has 10,000 HP, for comparison a warden has 500. I immediately transform into a founding titan, because I'm not stupid, not anymore. His main attack is spawning balls above your head, which can be dodged by moving in literally any direction. Then he enters the vacuum mode, which kind of sucks. As you and everything else gets sucked into him, just pearl away to safety. Once again, I am struggling more against the normal enemies. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but mobs in the Lost City are really strong. Some of them can destroy the arena. That's not supposed to happen. I literally cannot move. There is a cooldown on my everything. I don't even know which mob is causing that. But for some reason, I can heal, even though I'm affected by decay. Also, bosses have a 100 damage cap, probably because there are a few insta-heal weapons in the game, so it might take a while, but it's fine, I can literally out-heal the DPS I'm taking. In the first phase, the Demon King Urinate summons Grim Reapers, in the second phase he summons Black People, and in the third phase, Spiders. But I don't care and just continue consuming more and more alcohol, eventually spending all of my money on alcohol, so I become poor, and Amalgalich is allergic to poor people, so he just dies. Trust me. My waystone got destroyed when the arena was created. I am stuck in the Lost City. You could say I'm lost. In conclusion, RLCraft would be a good modpack if it wasn't a buggy mess. I tried to avoid showing these bugs, like for example, my tamed dragon despawned twice, because apparently he can do that, and not only to me. But even without the bugs, I still don't recommend playing this mod, because there are literally no in-game tutorials, and this is one of those games that absolutely needs one. If you actually like the RLCraft modpack, why don't you simply get real? Overall, the modpack is a solid 10 out of 10 hours spent learning what a bubble is. Did I mention this modpack has Quark? Every modpack has Quark. Hey, what a crazy coincidence! I made a full video about Quark. Go check it out. And stay crafty, my friends.